really well for themselves after leaving. As you mentioned, there's one that was the #1 draft pick recently.
Oh, yeah, Garrett Cole, the #1 draft pick in the MLB draft here in 2011. He was up at UCLA. What a season that he put up. But there are other players like the brother of Brent Wheatley, Bobby Wheatley, up at USC right now. He had some playing time last season with USC, but Brent Wheatley, he's going to get the start here tonight. Let's look at the starting lineups here for Orange Lutheran, the varsity team. It'll be Connor Sullivan leading things off, Travis Blue batting second, Josh Morgan, Cody Nolf, Jason Martin, Brent Wheatley, Tommy Bell batting in the #7 spot, Matt Stumey in the #8 spot, and then rounding up the bottom of the lineup, it'll be Matt Carlson. Matt Carlson, this guy is a kid. He can hit at the top of the lineup, he can hit at the bottom of the lineup, and he's very effective wherever Coach Borba decides to put him. And last season, having Matt Carlson, what he can do for you is you put him in the #9 spot, or you put him in the #1 spot. It's like having two leadoff guys on, and that is what Matt Carlson can bring to the table. Also has a good glove. He can play anywhere in the infield. He can play in the outfield. More of a utility guy. Also had some pitching appearances last year in 2011. The pitching staff was thin for quite some time with injuries, and there were some guys that went in there that had to pitch at times. Cody Nolf, also another guy that pitched for Orange Lutheran last year. A couple of new additions here for Orange Lutheran. Turner Bias, a guy that just came into the program for Orange Lutheran this year. Going to be without Andre Real this year. No Joe Duffin. And, of course, all the seniors that left from last year. And we're going to take a quick pause and go over the prayer here.
To turn over the microphone this evening to a true Lancer legend, let us all welcome Nancy Paul and join her in tonight's invocation.
Gracious Heavenly Father, as we begin this new baseball season, we come to you with thoughts and prayers of all the Lancers that have played this great game of baseball. Be with the young men on the field today as they begin this season. And please, Lord, keep them safe from harm and injury as they go through this season. We remember those gentlemen across the field that have worn the red and gold proudly in the past. And tonight we remember too those Lancers that aren't with us because proudly they have made an early trip to training camp because they are working in the professional ranks. We thank you, Lord, for the talents that you have given these gentlemen. We ask you to bless Coach Borba and his staff, and may this year be to all a blessing. We bring these petitions to the throne of grace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. It is in his name that we pray. It is to his glory that we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please continue standing as we honor America in the singing of our national anthem.
There you have it, the singing of the national anthem as well as the pregame prayer, and we are just about set for baseball here from Hart Park, where the 2012 varsity team will be taking on the alumni team that'll go from 2011 all the way back to 1985, as we were told by Blake Siegel, team manager.
And Romero, even though the season has yet to kick off, and this is just an alumni versus current players game, there's got to be a lot of competition flowing through the veins of both sides, because they're playing for pride, and they're playing for respect. Tell us about what kind of vibe is going on here.
Oh, you know what? Doesn't matter if it is just a preseason game, not a preseason game yet. It's just a game. You know, this is something that Orange Lutheran puts on year after year. But you know it. You've played sports. I've played sports before. And anytime you step between the white lines, anytime you step on the football field, anytime you step on the court, you want to win. I'm one of the guys. I know Orange Lutheran has a lot of those guys that have that competitive nature just built into them. They want to win whatever it is. If it's just a game that they're playing PlayStation 3, if it's here on the field, you want to win regardless.
Yeah, when you step onto the field, no matter what the sport is, no matter what the competition or game is, you're playing for keeps.
Yeah, you're playing to win. I don't think give me a competitive guy that says he plays to lose. I don't know.
I don't want that guy on my team.
You're absolutely right, but
and we have a lot of players returning from last year's Orange Lutheran team. We're going to try to get our statistician Jamie to pull up the stats over here and send him to the broadcast booth, and we'll be bringing you some stats, live updates here once again at Hart Park. Orange Lutheran about to take part in the alumni against the current players game. And right now warming up on the mound, this guy's throwing some heat. Tell us who's on the mound for the alumni.
You know, we weren't able to get his first name from Mr. Siegel, who's supposed to give us that information, but it's Renkin. He's going to be starting on the mound today, and catching things for him tonight, it'll be Crick. His brother also going to be in the game today. He's playing out in left field. At first base will be a former Lancer, graduated in 2010, Zach Verland, the guy that I'm familiar with. I was here to call that season. That was two seasons ago, back in 2010. This is my third year back here calling Lancers baseball. So Zach Verland going to be over at first base. Playing second will be Bobby Woolridge. Playing at short today for the alumni team. Zach Verland will be at short, and at first will be Woolridge. Over at third base tonight for the alumni team, it'll be Paul Koss. Out in left, it'll be Jared Crick. Out in center, it'll be Corey Olson, the assistant coach here for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. You can bet that he has something to prove here to the guys that he coaches, because not only do you want to lead, you want to be a leader, you got to lead by example. And Corey Olson, I heard him giving his guys some stuff before the game, so he's going to be out there trying to get some knocks, maybe make some defensive plays out there in center field. And the varsity team will start it off here in the batter's box, and leading things off, the guy we've been so familiar with, the guy we've been accustomed to seeing hitting, Connor Sullivan. He put together a tremendous year last year for this Lancers team. Connor Sullivan, 376 last year for the Lancers, 25 games played. And we are underway as the first pitch is going to miss down low. And Sullivan, this is the guy, very patient, very aggressive at times as well, but he's a very patient hitter.
And he's a great leadoff hitter, all about contact, getting on base. Not going to put up a lot of home runs or extra base hits, but he's very consistent in terms of getting on base, which is exactly what you want from a leadoff hitter. You want to start off the momentum. You want someone to get on base and give your guys a chance to knock some RBIs in. Always nice to have a lefty leading things off, an extra step closer to first base. And the windup, the pitch, a little bit low, ball.
Second pitch miss, or the third pitch of the game misses down and away, and the count goes to 2-1 against Connor Sullivan. Connor Sullivan, you're talking about getting on base. That is his specialty, getting on base. Here comes the 2-1. The little chopper right back to the pitcher as he'll field it and will not be able to get over to first base. He won't get it over to first base in time. And Connor Sullivan, there you go. The leadoff man gets on base.
It's always great to have the leadoff guy on base, build up a little momentum.
Number 17, Travis Blue.
Travis Blue, another kid coming in. He had himself a tremendous year, a breakout year for the Lancers in his first season at the varsity level. This is a kid talking to his dad during the course of the offseason. Doug Blue put together a great fall for his travel team. Also had a good fall with the Lancers as the first pitch to Mr. Travis Blue, the junior, bounces in the dirt, beautifully blocked by the catcher, Crick.
And they're both having a little bit laugh, the pitcher and the catcher. I don't know when the last time either one of these guys played together was, but they're having a blast out there reuniting.
Rankin from the stretch. Connor Sullivan takes a nice lead. That one bounced in the dirt, and Sullivan will have himself an easy theft of second. And that's the thing about Connor Sullivan. He has a very heady player. Anytime he sees a ball bounce away from the catcher the way it just did, it skipped away from the catcher, Crick, immediately Connor Sullivan was on the run.
Lancers off to a great start. Nobody out. Already a man on second in scoring position.
So for Travis Blue, he is so good at doing as well. This guy, he can drive in runs. And this is another kid that he can hit from anywhere in the lineup.
And Rankin, he's got to settle down here. He's consistently throwing low. You can already tell his elbow is looking a little sore after 5 pitches. I don't know when the last time he was on the mound was, but he's got to settle down here. And right as we say that, right down the pipe for a strike.
3-0's in there for a call strike. Makes the count 3-1. Travis Blue, 317 in 2011. Scored 13 runs for the Lancers last year as the 3-1 is chopped foul towards the right side. Connor Sullivan was on the run.
Just fouled down the right sideline. If that would have stayed fair, that was guaranteed to be a first run that would have scored. He was a little bit late on the ball, so he hit it wide down the right side, first base line. He's got to try to time it, maybe choke up on the bat and get his swing a little quicker.
But now Rankin right back in the count here as a full count to Travis Blue. Rankin was down in the count 3-0 as he takes a look back to second. Verlaine not covering.
The Lancers manager calls for a balk, but to no luck.
Sullivan again taking a nice lead. Here comes the full count. A chopper over to first base, but Travis Blue will get the job done and move the runner over to third base. And now Josh Morgan will step in, a sophomore for Orange Lutheran, another guy from last season that spent some time on the disabled list for the Lancers, but when healthy, this guy can hit for power, he can hit for average. Better yet, he can get on base, he can drive guys in.
For those of you scoring along at home, that was a ground ball to first base, and he took it for himself, so that was a ground ball to number 3. We know a lot of you at home are keeping score along with us, and we'd like to thank you for joining us here tonight on the Real Talk Sport Network. We know you have a choice to listen to any other network you want, so we appreciate you being here with us.
Rankin misses with a fastball on the inside. Connor Sullivan will be moving on anything hit as they come right back inside of Josh Morgan, backing him off the plate.
Rankin brushing him off, sending a message early. He will not let people crowd his plate tonight.
Here comes a 2-0. Morgan, a chopper over to the third base side, and that'll be foul. And I think that's better that it went foul, because if that stays fair, Connor Sullivan has no chance of coming home, and then the Lancers would be down to 2 outs.
Yeah, it would be a long throw. I don't know if he would hold the runner and just give him first base, or if he would have tried to make the throw.
Cody Nolf on deck for Orange Lutheran. Get an opportunity to hit in the cleanup spot tonight. Here comes a 2-2. A chopper right down the third base side. Connor Sullivan having to get out of the way of that one.
He's ripped two of them right down the left field line. Both of them foul. He's swinging just a little bit early.
Rankin on the mound again, out of the pitching from the stretch now. He's been in the stretch pretty much this entire inning. There's one rip right back to Verlan. Verlan will throw over to first base. There's the second out of the inning, but Connor Sullivan comes in and scores the first run of the game, so the varsity team strikes first blood here. That's exactly what you want out of Josh Morgan right there. Hit the ball, keep it in play, bring that run home. Exactly what Morgan did.
And the pitcher's got to be thrilled already on the Lancers because he's going to be starting the game already with a lead. He's going to be a lot more comfortable on the mound, a lot less pressure.
As Cody Nolf takes a big hack there on the first pitch. He was expecting a fastball. They came in with an off-speed. No balls to strike to Cody Nolf. The 0-1 inside, and Rankin's missing inside with that inside pitch. You saw him go to Morgan 3 times inside and miss each time. Here comes the 1-1. Nolf hits this one high, but in the infield, and cruising over to record the third out of the inning is Woolridge. And after half an inning on one hit, the Lancers varsity team scores 1 run, no errors. The varsity team leading 1-0 after half an inning. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The alumni team will come up to bat. Ryan Hall will lead things off. Corey Olson heading to second. Turner, number 3. Paul Cross in the cleanup spot. Taylor Crick batting 5th. His brother following him, Jared Crick. Zach Verlan hitting in the number 6 spot. Bobby Woolridge, 7th. Ranking in the 8th. And at the bottom of the lineup, it will be Andrew Jarvis. For Orange Lutheran, defensively, they will look like this. Behind the plate, it'll be Stumi at first, Carlson at second, Travis Blue, Cody Nolf playing short. At one of the corners, Josh Morgan. And from left to right, it'll go like this. Jason Martin, Connor Sullivan, and in right field for Orange Lutheran tonight, it'll be Matt Carlson. On the mound tonight, towing the rubber for the Orange Lutheran Lancers, their right-hander, Brent Wheatley. And talking about Brent, he came through clutch last year when his team needed him. He stepped up in situations where he went in to pitch on 2 days rest, and he pitched some of his best baseball of the season on little to no rest.
Yeah, this guy does his best work under pressure when there's a lot on the line. Does not mind at all having the weight of the team on his shoulders. Here tonight, he steps into the mound looking to take on the alumni. He's looking to send a message to the older guys that, hey, this is my team now, and I'm the new guy on the Lancers.
Brent Wheatley last year, 3.43 ERA on the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, this evening we will be holding a 50-50 drawing. So you'll have an opportunity to purchase tickets at the snack bar.
So we'll see how Brent Wheatley comes out here in the bottom of the first inning as
support the Oldham baseball program. Thank you.
Now you really want to start getting into the feel of things, because this is the alumni game, but the season is going to kick off here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're getting ready to kick off the 2012 season here with the Orange Lutheran Lancers. And it's going to be a great season. I mean, we are just pumped about it.
Here comes the first pitch from Brent Wheatley. He'll miss downstairs. And that's the thing about Brent Wheatley. If you can get into his head a little bit, he will make mistakes. But if Brent Wheatley comes out firing strikes early, hitting the spots, this is the kid that could be unhittable at any time in the game.
And that's going to be the key to his season, is just finding consistency throughout the season.
Here comes a 2-0, the fastball right down the middle of the plate. Count goes to 2-1 to Ryan Hall. Here comes a 2-1, a strike on the outside corner. Nice pitch there from Brent Wheatley, the right-handers. And Wheatley gets back into the count. 2-2 the count now. to Ryan Hall. Here comes the 2-2. It's a chopper right back to Cody Nolf at short, who gloves it, fires to first base, a bang-bang play. And there you see Cody Nolf, the glove of Cody Nolf. This is the kid here. He can be a defensive player of the year. You look at the middle infielders, and to me, we're talking about the Trinity League. There's a lot of talent throughout the Trinity League. Talk about the modern days, the J. Sarahs, the St. John Boscos. Watching this kid grow through the last 3 seasons here for Orange Lutheran, might have the best glove at that position at shortstop. He has range. He can move over to his right, move to his left. He can throw away from his body. Alex Rodriguez type of glove.
Yeah, you got to love having a guy like that behind you when you're on the mound, a guy with that kind of range and that kind of diversity. He can make plays either way, to his right or to his left. It's a huge asset on defense.
Corey Olson in the batter's box for the Lancers, assistant coach, has a count at 1-1. Count goes to 2-1 as Brent Wheatley misses down and outside. And going back to Cody Nolf, all of 2011, all of last year, he made 2 errors the entire year. A 2-1 is swung on and missed by Olson. Olson was a bit full there on that pitch from Wheatley, and the count will go to 2-2, 1 out here to start the bottom of the first inning. Here comes a 2-2 from Wheatley. A curveball got him looking. Strike 3, Corey Olson hears it, and he's going back to the dugout. Nice pitch there from Brent Wheatley. Nice setup pitch on the previous pitch as well.
He's been going to that curveball the whole time during the warm-ups, and I had a feeling he was going to use that as his out pitch. He set it up perfectly, had him just sitting there, strikeout looking.
2 up and 2 down as Zach Verland steps in there. Wheatley tries to go back to the curveball there. He misses downstairs. Zach Verland currently playing football over at San Diego State.
And he's playing first base here tonight for the Alumni.
Played a lot of first base for Orange Lutheran back in 2010. Was a team that featured Bobby Wheatley, the brother of Brent Wheatley, and Andrew Thurman. He's currently playing over at UCI. Solid right-handed pitcher. There's a chopper over to the first base side. That's gloved by Carlson. He'll throw over to first base. 3 up and 3 down. As we go, as we have reached the end of the first inning here from Hart Park. Do not go anywhere. You are listening and watching the Orange Lutheran Lancers alumni game here from Hart Park. Do not go anywhere.
Coffee or cocoa. They also have a variety of other snacks and food items.
Hello and welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on Real Talk Sports Network alongside Aaron True, Romero De La Cruz. Top of the second inning. The Varsity back on in the batter's box for the Lancers as Jason Martin lead things off here for the Lancers. Jason Martin, another one of the Lancers players last year that hit the disabled list last season or missed some time due to injury. Martin, a junior, 5'10", 175 pounds, and also plays varsity football. The Lancers in the top half of the inning, the top half of the first, scored a run as he hits a chopper right back to Verlan. Verlan throws a dart over to first base. There's the first out of the inning. A nice defensive play there by the Alumni team.
And even though this is an Alumni varsity preseason matchup, he was hustling full speed down the sideline towards first base. Nice to see hustle early on in the year. It's a good habit to have.
You see a 2010 tandem there as the shortstop Zach Verlan fired over to Turner, Brandon Turner. They both played together. They both graduated from Orange Lutheran in 2010. Here comes the first pitch to Brent Wheatley. Second pitch. And Wheatley is quickly in a hole here. No balls, 2 strikes.
And Wheatley is just a monster. He's 6'4", 215 pounds. He's got power. He can take the ball yard. But unfortunately, he goes down looking. Strike 3.
So Wheatley will go down looking here. 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the second. And Rankin looking good here to start the second for the Alumni team.
Yeah, Rankin making quick work of the first 2 batters. After an iffy first inning where he gave up 1 run, he's starting to look real sharp here in the second. Maybe he's getting a little bit loose.
Turner Bias will check in for the Lancers.
Just a little bit low and inside for ball 1.
Bias, just a sophomore. 6'0", 175 pounds. One of the new faces here on the Lancers team. That one's hit hard to third base. It's bobbled by the third baseman, Koss, and he'll throw it away over to first, trying to get it over to first base. And you see some speed there on the base path by Turner Bias.
And that was an absolute rocket down the third base line. Third baseman on Alumni doing a good job of getting in front, knocking the ball down. Tried to make the throw, but it was a little bit rushed and just went past the first baseman. Do we chalk up an error there? How do we score that, Romero?
That ball was hit sharply down the third
but
base.
On the throw, how do you score the throw?
The throw, it has to be an error on the throw.
And they do put it up on the scoreboard.
They do chalk it up as an error.
For those of you scoring at home, that is an error from the third baseman on the Alumni, throwing it wide past the first baseman.
And E5 as Matt Stummy checks in for Orange Lutheran varsity team here for the first time tonight.
The first pitch a little bit low and inside for ball 1. Once again, you're joining us here on Real Sports, or Real Talk Sports Network. Aaron True joined by Romero de la Cruz.
As a 1-0 pitch misses inside, the count goes to 2-0 to Stumey. Rankin walking back over the mound. He's had himself a decent outing here so far. Through an inning and 2/3. As you look over to the varsity dugout. Snap throw down to first base, gets away from Turner, and Bias will stay there at first. That ball went into right field, and quickly going over to cover was Hall. Otherwise, you put the runner Bias in scoring position. Remember, Rankin should probably be out of this inning already.
And with 2 out here in the inning, I think I might send the guy on first to second.
Here's the 3-0. The runner Bias goes, and Bias will be in a second easily. That's an easy steal there, and that one's easy to call.
I had a feeling they were going to send him just because the guy at plate, is a good hitter. Worst case scenario, the guy gets thrown out trying to steal, and they start the next inning over with the guy at the fresh count at the plate.
So now a base hit could give you a 2-run lead here. As Stumey could catch in as a 3-1 misses downstairs. A close call there. Could have gone either way. They called it a ball, so the varsity team, they have him on first and second for Matt Carlson, a number 9 hitter.
And after a quick start this inning, quickly getting 2 men out, Rankin in trouble here, man on first and second.
So Turner Bias gets on via an error on the third baseman, gets a steal of second, And now the Lancers have on first and second. Matt Carlson due up or in the batter's box here for the Lancers. Here comes the first pitch to Carlson. He'll watch that one in there for a called strike.
The senior here up to bat. He's got a guy on first and second, man in scoring position, looking to do some damage, put some runs on the board.
Matt Carlson hit .320 last year for this Lancers ball club.
Fooled by the breaking ball there, right down the middle though. That would have been a great pitch to take a swing at. Quickly down 0-2, 2 out.
13 runs driven in for Matt Carlson. There's a 2-1 right back up the middle, slow roller. Verlaine will glove it and step on second. And there's the third out of the inning, so no runs, no hits, 1 error. And Rinkin's able to get out of that inning, so a good job there by Rinkin. He started that inning off quickly recording the 2 outs, then kind of slowed down a little bit, had that error. We saw Brent Wheatley in the bottom half of the first for the varsity team, and that's going to do it for Brent Wheatley as his night will be over. He's just going to get that 1 inning of work, and then they're going to come back with their other workhorse, Art Vidro. It's good to see him back on the mound. He had that shoulder injury last year, missed some time, was able to recover, came back towards the end of the season, played in that game, pitched in that game against in the 2 final CIF playoff games. And they said they were going to shut him down for the entire season. Coach Borba had said last year when he was hurt, he came back, got hurt again. He said, hey, you know what? We got to look out for the rest of his career. He's just a freshman, a junior last year, highly sought after pitcher. So Coach Borba said, "Hey, you know what? We're gonna shut him down until 2012." Art Vidro, the competitor that he is, he said, "I'm not going anywhere. I'm coming right back." Found a way to get back on the mound for Orange Luther. Made the best out of the opportunity that he was given. As we go to the bottom of the second inning, the varsity team currently leading 1-0. Don't forget, if you haven't already done so, add us on Twitter at Real Talk SN, or check us out on Facebook, Real Talk Sports Network.
We're going to be your home for Orange Lutheran baseball this season. You can join us for every game live. RealTalkSportsNetwork.com.
Aaron True, Romero de la Cruz on the call tonight.
On a chilly night here in Hart Park, live in Orange.
It's always chilly here at Hart Park, and
we're doing our best to stay warm. I've got on the snow hat, the gloves, and the fleece, trying to stay warm here in the booth.
Unfortunately for me, I didn't bring any gloves or a beanie or anything like that, but
we've got our production assistant, Lucy, running down the street to get a couple hot chocolates. Hopefully that will help.
We got Ross Romero and Aaron Persky working the camera, and we have Sideline Robert tonight. Sideline Rob, as you like to call him. Paul Koss looks at a fastball right down the middle, and Art Vidro quickly up in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The left-hander looking sharp already to start out here tonight.
Here comes the 1-2. Fastball that misses high and outside. So you see already Art Vidro working that outside part of the strike zone here against his first hitter. The 2-2 from Vidro.
Wow, we're a lot of movement on that pitch. We're right here behind home plate, and you could really see the movement on that.
Art Vidro, this is the pitcher. He does have some velocity. He has movement in his pitches, and
that ball dropped 4 inches.
Here comes a 2-2 to Koss. A swing and a miss. And Art Vidro picks up his first strike of this game against the first hitter he faces.
Shutting down the Alumni early, looking sharp to start out the top half of this inning, or excuse me, the bottom half of this inning.
Of 2006, Taylor Crick.
Taylor Crick now in the box for the Alumni team. And he's currently playing.
And Crick here in the batter box gets a good reception from the crowd. He's currently in the Florida Marlins minor league system. Big inspiration to the current varsity team to show them where they could be with some hard work.
It's a guy maybe we're going to want to talk to after the game.
Definitely give us a little insight into what his experience was like at the high school level and now moving on to the pro level.
As the 0-1 is swung on, and for Art Vidro, this is a good opportunity here to hit against a professional player here.
Yeah, this is a great chance for him to test his stuff, to see what level he's at, to see if he can stand up to guys at the pro level. And then on the other hand, you've got the Alumni now in the Florida Marlins system looking to show up, the varsity player.
Exactly.
Looking to lay some wood on the ball.
0-2 misses upstairs. 1-2 is the count. And, of course, we're going to have all that stuff, all those interviews here. Make sure you check out the website or our Facebook page to check out all those interviews. All the insight on Orange Lutheran Lancers baseball here in 2012. The 1-2 from Vidro swung on, hit sharply out to left center. Sullivan lays out, will not be able to get it. That will get all the way to the wall. And
rips
Taylor,
it into the gap for a stand-up double.
That ball was hit sharply, and Crick, he was a bit off balance there. That shows you the type of power that he possesses.
And Crick, you know, he's showing some good sportsmanship using the wooden bat. If he used an aluminum bat on that, he could have shot that halfway to the moon.
No, if he uses a aluminum bat, that ball, I guarantee you, is on the 22 freeway, which is right behind Hart Park.
Just a beautiful field here, too.
But you know what? You know what I like about that wooden bat? The sound that it makes. I don't know. I'm in love with that sound.
If you got to hit it just right when you do it, just has that pure pop. It sounds great. And now the Alumni with the guy in scoring position on second base. Who do we have up here?
Is
up the plate?
Jared Crick, the brother of Taylor Crick. Taylor Crick got that two-bagger. How he got on base. So Vidro starts the inning off with a strikeout, then gets tagged for a double, and is quickly ahead of Jared Crick. No balls, 2 strikes. Staying on that outside corner. Here comes the 0-2 from Vidro. Fastball right down the middle. Crick will go down looking. The second strikeout for the southpaw. This guy can pitch.
Batting 7th for the Alumni from the class of 2010.
And quickly he's got 2 out, looking to finish off the bottom half of the inning here without giving up any runs. That would be ideal.
Got a runner in scoring position. The tying run at second base for Zach Verland, former teammate on the mound. First pitch to Verland is a fastball again on that outside corner. Art Vidro living on that outside corner here in the bottom of the second against the Alumni team. Vidro looks back to second. He'll just keep the runner close as he turns around. Nobody moving though. Of course, we're going to have a season preview for 2012 for Orange Lutheran, so make sure you check that out as well. The 0-1 is swung on and missed as Verland cannot catch, or I think he was expecting a fastball there. Vidro came in with the off speed. 0-2 is the count to Verland. And Verland will foul that one off towards the right side. Ball goes out of play. Taylor Crick standing over at second. Having some words with the senior, Cody Nolf. Here comes the 0-2 from Vidro. Vidro wanted a strike called.
Yeah, big breaking curve there, but just missed. Good eye from the batter.
Here comes the 1-2 from Vidro. That misses outside. 2-2 the count now to Zach Verland. He was down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, and able to work himself back into the count. Both teams with just 1 hit on the night. Right here in the bottom of the second. Here comes the 2-2. That misses high and outside. Verland thought it was ball 4. He's running over to first base. And they're going to call him right back as the count will go full. 3-2. For a second, I thought it.
Zach's major is not mathematics.
And the official announcer here on the PA announcing that his major is not mathematics.
But that's okay though, because that is not my major either.
I don't even know if I can spell mathematics, so we won't make fun of him.
Here comes the full count. That one's drilled down the third base side. Morgan will glove it, field it, and fire it over first base for the third out of the inning. So no runs on a hit, no errors. One man left on base. We are through 2 innings of baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. We're going to take a quick break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back with the start of the third inning. Hello and welcome back to Lancers Baseball alongside Aaron True. I am Ramiro de la Cruz. Tonight coming to you live from Hart Park, the home of the Orange Lutheran Lancers, also the home of the Chapman Panthers. Back to the top of the lineup here for the varsity team. Connor Sullivan, currently 1 for 1 on the night, scored the only run in this game. Josh Morgan brought him in to score in that first inning. And now pitching for the Alumni team, Kyle Smart out of the class of 2005. So Connor Sullivan picking up right where he left off in 2011, and that is by getting on base. Had that .325 batting average last year for Orange Lutheran as a 1-0 pitch is called a strike on the inside corner. And after the following of this half inning, to start the bottom of the third inning, we're going to have Rob on the sidelines. See if he can bring us a report here. Real Talk Sports Network, the home to Orange Lutheran Lancers. Can't make the game? You missed a game. Check out the replay, the highlights on the website, RealTalkSN.com. The 1-1 is fouled and out of play towards the left side. So the count will go to 1-2 to Connor Sullivan. And this is where Sullivan is at his best at times when he's down in the count. He's great at working himself back into the count. And he's not going to go down swinging at anything out of the strike zone. Very patient, a great eye. Connor Sullivan. This guy has the eye of a hawk. 2-2 the count now to Sullivan. Smart kicks and deals. There's a chopper over to the third base side. That's going out of play. So Connor Sullivan, he's going to battle. If anything, he will make your pitcher use pitches. Rarely does he swing at a bad pitch. And there you see Connor Sullivan drawing a walk, getting on base yet again. This time he gets on via the walk. So Sullivan on base twice in this game.
2 appearances at the plate, 2 times he has made his way successfully on base. And that's exactly what you want in a leadoff hitter. You want somebody with a high on base percentage who does whatever it takes to get on base, whether it's a walk, a hit, whatever they have to do to get things started.
Travis Blue takes a first pitch strike. Kyle Smart gives up a first walk of the game against the first hitter he faces. Connor Sullivan, this is the guy you do not want to put on base. A throw over to first base, and they're going to catch Connor Sullivan in the pickle. Throw over to second. Sullivan will get deked there, and Sullivan will get tagged out at first by the pitcher, Kyle Smart.
And Kyle Smart was keeping a real close eye on him. And you could see he was looking back, and he had him caught. Boom, went for the pickoff. They caught him in the middle on a pickle. And 1 up, 1 down.
Good job there by Kyle Smart. Gave up the leadoff walk. And a nice pickoff move over at first base. Here comes the 0-1 to Blue. It's down in the dirt.
I think Sullivan was maybe just getting a little greedy there during the Alumni Varsity game, taking a little bit of an extra step or 2 on that lead, got caught.
And you know what? You got to live with that because Connor Sullivan is a kid that he knows how to steal bases. That ball's laced right back up the middle. Fastball right down the middle, and Travis Blue will send that one right back where it came from. Ball was shot out of a cannon.
Josh Morgan stepping into the plate for the Orange Lutheran Lancers. They've got a man on first with 1 out.
Josh Morgan had the RBI. A sacrifice in the first inning. First pitch to Morgan. Fastball that misses down and outside. Josh Morgan a powerful kid. 5'11", 175 pounds, also plays football.
Smart going back to that pickoff move. He's keeping the Lancer base runners on the varsity team very honest this inning.
Cal Smart has faced 2 hitters here in the top of the third. He's allowed both to get on base. Morgan hits this one deep to straight center field, and that one will be caught at the wall by Corey Olson. And that right there will show you how big this park is here at Hart Park. 392 to straightaway center field. Boy, Josh Morgan got a hold of that one.
In another field, that would most likely be a home run. And the one thing positive you can take from that at bat is that he made incredible contact, just to hit a rope, to left center field.
And the wind is coming in from straightaway center field, pushing right in to the field. So in the day game, that might be out of here.
Yeah, beautiful swing. I'm really looking forward to seeing him again throughout the night, let alone during the regular season.
But you're absolutely right. You touched on it a little bit. You said pretty much any other Trinity field, that thing is gone.
That's a 2-run homer in almost any other field.
Coach Borba has referenced Hart Park as a launching pad here. Or excuse me, not a launching pad, a landing strip.
This is definitely a pitcher's park. I will say that. They had the home run derby earlier, but I don't think we even saw any home runs.
Yeah, we didn't see many home runs. The wind was blowing in from center as Travis Blue now will get caught in the pickle. He was trying to go to second. He's going to get tagged. They're going to call him safe. So Travis Blue wisely gets back over to first, and Kyle Smart maybe should have thrown that baseball. over to first base. Instead, he tried to tag him himself.
The runner on first needed to make a decision because he just bolted, took off before the pitcher even, started to make his move towards the plate, and then he stopped. He stopped in the middle between first base and second base. Pitcher noticed, boom, pickoff move. Luckily, the umpire had a bad angle, and they gave a Varsity Lancers the call.
And you know what? Who has the home field advantage here?
That's what I was trying to.
Or the varsity team?
It depends on who the umpires are. The umpires may be alumni, or they may be neutral and not have an interest in the game.
You got to think, though, the varsity team has to have the home field advantage here tonight. Here comes the 2-1, Cody Nolf. Then their first called strike 2.
Well, we've already seen two guys from the Crick family here playing tonight. Hopefully the third one isn't the umpire.
2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs here. That ball's ripped down the left field side. That's going to fall in there for a hit. The speedy Travis Blue will come around and score the second run of the night for the varsity team.
Stand-up double by number 7 on the Lancers, Cody Nolf. Just ripped that ball down the left field line.
Cody Nolf got almost all of that ball, hit it in no man's land over there down the left field corner. And there you see this, they say speed kills. There you saw the speed display there by Travis Blue. He was over at first base and came across to score on the double. Nice aggressive running there by Travis Blue, coming all the way in to score the second run of the night.
Up at the plate, Jason Martin, the junior, number 5 on the Orange Lutheran Lancers, digging in, takes the ball low.
A ball and a strike, 2 outs here for Jason Martin. Top of the third inning, the varsity team leading 2-0 over the Alumni. A run in the first and a run here in the third. The 1-1 is a chopper over to the third base side. That's gloved and thrown over to first base for the third out, but not before 1 run comes in to score on 2 hits, no errors. 1 man left on after 2.5 innings here from Hart Park. It is a varsity team leading over the Alumni team 2-0.
It took great care of all the students for the following 17 years. Better known as the nurse, let's have a fantastic Lancer welcome for retired registered nurse Verna Thole.
And I think coming up here pretty soon, we're going to be going down to sideline Rob, who is by the Lancer dugout. Oh, wait.
As we go to the bottom of the third inning, the night for Art Vidro was short-lived. He got to show what he has here. Pitched 1 inning. Brent Wheatley started the game for the varsity team. He pitched a solid inning in that first inning, and Art Vidro took over for him in the second. Now taking over here in the third inning, Matt Webster, the senior right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 185 pounds.
Batting 8th for the Alumni from the class of 2004, Bobby Waldridge.
And for the Alumni team, leading things off here, the number 7 hitter, Bobby Woolridge. 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up here for the Alumni team, as Woolridge will foul that one out of play.
Bobby is currently working sports radio in San Diego.
And Aaron, if you don't start talking a little bit more, I might have to call Bobby Woolridge in. I'm joking with you. Bobby Woolridge working some sports radio. San Diego?
In San Diego, that is correct. Another foul ball pop up to the catcher. See if you can make the play.
Right there to bring that one in for Orange Lutheran is Cole Williams, who's checking in at catcher. Did not play catcher all of last season. And we're seeing him here behind the plate, but that shows you the versatility of this ball club. Excuse me, that was not Carlson. It was still Matt Stumey. Thought I saw that number 10.
Batting ninth for the Alumni.
The chest strap there covering the number 2. It looked like a 0.
Andrew Jarvie.
Andrew Jarvie checks in for the Alumni team.
Takes ball 1 just outside. He's digging into the plate here. The Alumni coming back to see his old team here at Orange Lutheran.
The 1-0, a big hack. Cannot catch up to the fastball, and the count will go to 1-1.
And he's not looking for a base hit here. He's looking to send one over the fence.
With that kind of swing, here comes a 1-1.
The last time I saw a hack that big was when I tried my hand at a comedy career.
So the 1-1 is in there for a strike. 1-2 the count now to Jarvie. 1 out here at the bottom of the third. And the 1-2 is swung on and missed Jarvie, not able to make contact. A strikeout of Jarvie, and right now this varsity team showing up, the Alumni team.
Quickly 2 outs here. 2 men up, 2 men down to start off the bottom of the third.
Class of 2007, Jonathan
And from the class of 2007 for the Alumni, Jonathan Klein stepping up to the plate. The left-hander takes a swing, strike 1.
Jonathan Klein coming in to take over for Ryan Hall, who was 0 for 1 on the night from the leadoff spot.
And the Alumni not taking any chances. After going 0 for 1, he's yanked from the game.
Here comes a 1-0 to Klein. Looked like that was in there for a called strike, but
Yeah, a nice breaking ball right over the center of the plate. Looked like it was right down the pipe, but I think it was called a ball. And quickly outside, we are 3-0. There's 2 guys out, but and I think the scoreboard's incorrect because he actually foul tipped the first ball, so it's got to be 3-1 actually.
comes a pitch that is hit out to left field. And easily cruising over to bring that one in to end the inning was Jason Martin. 3 up and 3 down there in the third. That's going to do it for us here from Hart Park from the third inning. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back for the fourth inning. Welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Alongside Aaron True, my name is Romero De La Cruz, and we start the fourth. We're going to take it to sideline Rob. Rob, what do you got for us?
Guys, we are in this game, and Orange Lutheran's just having a blast. This is the alumni game. Everybody here knows each other. Everybody here is friends. They're pretty much out here to just have a good game. The pitchers are only in for 1 inning a game, so obviously they're just playing this game for sport, and they're all looking forward to a good season. And this is a great way to start off with family and friends, and to get your legs going. Back to you guys.
And that was Sideline Rob with another update from the Lancers varsity dugout. Thank you so much for keeping us in tune with tonight's game. Once again, that's Sideline Rob. Back here in the Real Talk Sports Network booth, Aaron True joined by Romero De La Cruz. And Romero, tell us what the game has been like thus far. Tell us what the game's been like thus far, Romero.
Well, you know, there's hasn't been a lot of hits in this game. There's been a total of 4 hits, 3 by the varsity team, just 1 for the alumni team, who also has an error in the game. 2 runs, both scored obviously by the varsity team. The 2 RBIs belonging to one to Josh Morgan and the other to Cody Nolf. They scored in the first and third, but we've seen a lot of pitching here from the varsity team. We've seen some solid pitching here out of the varsity team, as Brent Wheatley will check in, and the first pitch will miss high and outside. Back on the mound for the alumni team, Kyle Smart, working his 2nd inning on the rubber. Here comes the 1-0. A heater that also misses outside.
I was going to say, you could hear the pop on the catcher's mitt. I would love to see the speed on a radar gun. That had to be in the high 80s, low 90s.
2-0, high and inside. And Wheatley will go up in the count 3-0. This being the Alumni game, do you give him the green light here at 3-0?
Of course, Alumni game 3-0, I'm swinging. Anything near the plate, I'm swinging.
And he does not swing. A good eye there by Brent Wheatley. You got the call right last time. This time, Brent Wheatley takes the walk, 4 straight balls, and for the second consecutive inning, Kyle Smart starts off the inning with a walk. Kyle Smart gave up the second run of the night.
And that's been the Lancers' MO all night, getting the leadoff batter on base and just getting the pitcher for the Alumni in trouble. A nice lays down a bunt. The runner will advance to second, play to first.
That's not going to be in time. A beautiful.
And he is called out at first,
They are
but a
gonna call
great
him out.
sacrifice bunt moves the runner from first over to second successfully. Almost beats out the throw to first. Nonetheless, great sacrifice bunt.
As Bias gets the runner over second. And Matt Stumey will have an opportunity here to drive in a run with 1 out here in the top of the 4th inning. Matt Stumey, excuse me.
The junior catcher, 6 foot 160, stepping up to the plate with the man in scoring position.
Wheatley over at second. Started the game on the mound for the varsity team. A first pitch fastball misses high, and the strike zone here has been tight here for the home plate umpire.
The strike zone here is smaller than my stomach after I had bypass stomach stapled last month.
The 1-1, there's a grounder back to second. Throw to first is going to be in time. 1 out there. Excuse me, the second out of the inning. But Brent Wheatley will go over to third base.
I really like how the Lancers varsity team is playing small ball here, doing what they need to do to advance runners. You know, nothing fancy, not hitting any bombs or several extra base hits, but they're doing what they need to do to advance the runner every inning. Now here in the top of the 4th, they've got a runner on third, 2 down, but they are 1 bag away from scoring their 3rd run. And how far away are the bases here in the high school level here at Hard Park?
I think they are 90 as well.
So we're 90 feet away from scoring our 3rd run for the varsity. Up to the plate, number 11, Matt Carlson, the senior.
Carlson 0 for 1 on the night. No balls and a strike. 2 outs here. Top of the 4th, a runner on third for the varsity team.
And he's got that old school Gary Sheffield type stance at the plate.
Comes the 1-0. That's fouled off, and the count will go. No balls, 2 strikes.
And what's your viewpoint on his batting stance? Do you think at this level they should teach the fundamental, or just if the player is that good like this, just let him do what he's comfortable with?
Well, that's just the way he's learned to swing. And, hey, you have a player that's played at a former big league player as a hitting instructor here. That ball is fouled back. Excuse me.
And you can hear the cage rattle. You can hear the cage rattle on the broadcast. We do have the live mic on field for you guys tonight at home listening in. And Romero was just saying, Mike Sweeney, senior in the dugout for the Lancers. Tell us about that.
Well, you know, he's a guy, this is his 2nd year back, a guy who's very familiar with Coach Borba. He took a couple of seasons off, took a head coaching job, and he's back here for 2012 with this Lancers club. Here comes the 0-2 to Carlson. That misses high and outside. This hitting lineup up and down the lineup for Orange Lutheran.
Such an athletic team, though. I just really like the way they run the bases and how they stretch everything out. And if you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile.
Patient hitters. That ball is laced back out to center field. Tracking that one is Olsen. He'll bring it in. There's the 3rd out of the inning, so no runs on a hit, no errors. 1 man left stranded after 3.5 innings from Hart Park. It is the varsity team leading 2-0 over the Alumni team. Do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the start at the bottom of the 4th. Hello and welcome back to Lancers baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. The top of the, bottom of the fourth. Matt Hammond now on the mound for Orange Lutheran, and Rinkin in the batter's box for the Alumni team, going to try to work his team back into this game. As the first pitch misses outside. Scoreboard not working at the moment. Here comes the 0-1. There's a off speed that hits in there for a called strike. Matt Hammond had a start here last year for the varsity team. Didn't have a good outing, but Coach Borba has a lot of confidence in Matt Hammond.
To get a little work in here at the Alumni varsity game.
Here comes a 1-2 to Rinkin from Hammond. The pitch misses outside. 2-2 the count now to Rinkin. Rinkin looked back at the umpire saying, where was that pitch at? As Matt Hammond's 2-2 misses down inside. Full count now to Rinkin. Versatility and speed, two words that can be used to describe this team here of the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Speed up and down the lineup, versatility everywhere. As Rinkin will draw a walk to start off the inning, and the Alumni team in business here to start the bottom of the fourth. Just the second base runner of the night for the Alumni team, and checking in is Josh Doyle. And this kid gets a hold of one. He can tie this game up with one swing of the bat. Graduated in 2010.
And if I'm not mistaken, he's currently part of the Orange Lutheran baseball team staff in some capacity. Am I correct?
He's actually an assistant coach for the freshman team. Josh Doyle, 4 big flies in 2010. Here comes the 0-1, an off-speed.
The freshmen looking for their assistant coach to do a little damage here against the varsity.
Talked to Josh before the game and said, "Hey, are you going yard today?" He says, "Honestly, I don't think I can." He has the powers. That one's drilled out to right center. That's gonna fall. It's gonna hit the wall, and Rinkin will come in. They're gonna send him. Here comes the throw from Travis Blue. The throw in time. They get him at home, but Josh Doyle comes up with a huge hit, and Rinkin gunned down at home. Relay throw from Travis Blue.
And the third base coach for the Alumni is furious, saying, "Rankin, why didn't you bowl over the catcher? We needed to see collision at the plate. We're down 2 runs. That was one of our best chances of the game to score. You got to run the catcher over, do what it takes."
Well,
varsity Alumni game, you got to run the catcher over.
Hey, Aaron, we know you come from a rough sport background, MMA guy here, Aaron True, but Rinkin, a good heady play there by putting on the brakes. You do not want to injure the guys that are going to be playing here in 2012 for the team you went to, the team you graduated from, or the school you graduated from, excuse me.
And shocker, actually, behind me in the stands, we've got Pete Rose back there shaking his head saying, "I would have mowed him down."
There's a fly ball out to center. Sullivan tracks that one down. Josh Doyle trying for third, and he's going to get tagged out.
And we've got a great shot of this on camera. He slides head first, misses third base by about 5 feet, and is tagged out. That's what I'm talking about. At least he goes sliding head first.
This is Alumni baseball here, and having some fun out here. Josh Doyle trying to tag. Not a guy blessed with great speed, but Josh Doyle trying for third, and that will bring us to the end of the third inning. No runs on a hit, no errors. No one left on base after 4 complete here from Hart Park. It is the varsity team leading 2-0. Do not go anywhere. You are watching Lancers baseball here on RealTalkSN.com.
off for
Welcome
your
back to
Lancers,
Lancers
number
baseball here
16,
from Hart Park. The fourth inning
Sullivan.
ended with Josh Doyle getting thrown out at third base. But I said it, Josh Doyle has power. He displayed it with a crushing double to right center field and then was thrown out at third base, or trying to go to third.
Well, he was thrown out about a third or 2/3 of the way down the third baseline, coming in from second to third, slid in head first, and was about 5 feet shy of the bag and tagged out.
Leading off the fifth inning here for the varsity team, Connor Sullivan. He's been on base twice.
And only 2 runs on the board thus far, a 2-0 game, but the varsity has controlled the game the entire night.
Here comes a 2-0. That's a chopper right back to second base. That's gloved and one out there.
And if I'm not mistaken, is this the first inning that the varsity has failed to get the leadoff runner on base?
You're absolutely right, though. That is the first time this entire game that the varsity team has failed to get on the leadoff man. They were able to do it in all first 4 innings. Not able to do it here in the top of the fifth. Travis Blue will check in for the varsity team. He scored the second run of the night. 1 for 2 on the night. 1 for 1. Had to sacrifice back in the first. A ball and no strikes. 1 out here, top of the fifth. Here comes a 1-0. Misses high and outside, and the count will go to 2-0. 2012 Real Talk Sports Network will cover all of Orange Lutheran Lancer baseball games. Here comes the 2-0. Let's see if we can get Josh Doyle on the live broadcast here. Talk a little bit about that play that transpired right before our very eyes. I'm sure Josh will love to do it. He came on the broadcast a couple of times last year. And Josh Doyle, one of the alums that I still keep in contact with. Covered him back in 2010. Here comes the 3-1. That misses high and outside, and Travis Blue on base for the second time tonight. Josh Doyle walking over here right now. He's about to join us as a new hitter, Josh Morgan checks in.
And here on the Real Talk Sports Network, we're going to welcome to the live broadcast Mr. Doyle. Welcome to the booth. Thank you for joining us here tonight.
No
Tell
problem.
us about that last play, that head first slide into third base.
Can we just talk about the hit? I mean,
Hey, you know what, Josh? I was talking to you before the game, and I said, hey, are you going yard today? And what'd you tell me?
I said not likely.
Not
but
likely.
I said gap to gap, and that one worked.
Hey,
so
talk to us about that pitch from Hammond. What'd you see out there?
I saw it really clear. You know, it's feels like it just stopped playing, which I kind of did, but it's been a while since I've hit. But fastball outer half, just left it over the plate, so a good pitch to hit.
And I said, hey, if one swing of the bat, Josh Doyle can tie the game up. You felt like you had it hit correctly. Did you think that was gone?
No, not at all. That's kind of impossible to hit it out of this park at night, except for, you know, those few times that you either pull the ball or get lucky driving one to center field. But it's a tough park to play in.
Tell us about your alumni teammate, Mr. Rankin. Tell us about his effort trying to make it to home.
You know, he could have ran a little bit harder. I was kind of disappointed that Rankin was chugging along around the corner, but at the same time, he tried to avoid the tag a little bit, so you got to just tip your cap to him.
And it's a varsity alumni game. A lot on the line here. You've got to mow down the catcher and get a collision at the plate, right?
No.
You know, let's not get someone hurt. This is a good team, 2012 team, so definitely don't want to take Stummy out of the season.
Hey, that's exactly what I said. That's a good heady play there because Ranky coming home. What is he, about 200 pounds?
That's a big guy.
Over 200,
6'3", 210-ish, yeah.
Big kid as Griffin Hopper will take the walk, and the Lancers varsity team will have him on first and second with one out here in the top of the fifth for Cody Nolf. Josh, the varsity team working you guys right now. What's going on?
One more time.
So the varsity team working you guys right now. What's going on?
Man, they're good. They got a lot of speed. They're quick. They play defense. You know, they have a lot of talent. They remind me a lot of our 2010 team, just faster and play the game correctly.
Yeah, heads-up play just now. Both runners at first and second both advanced down to third and second on the not the pass ball, but on the somewhat of a wild pitch. And tell us, Josh Doyle, what does it feel like to come back here and to see your old team, the old coaches, and to see everyone here in the stands? What does it mean to you?
You know, it's this field's special. It has an atmosphere that you can't express when you're playing here at night. It's just an unbelievable feeling to be back. I'm definitely been blessed being able to coach here this year as the freshman coach. So being back on this field playing, though, is brings back all the memories.
Nolf will get a sacrifice fly over to right field, and there's an RBI for Cody Nolf. He gets the job done. The runner advances to third. So an RBI opportunity for Jason Martin. But Josh, you coach here. You're still coaching, right?
Yes, I am.
So you're very familiar with this team. Talk us a little bit about some of the guys, some of the leaders here for Orange Lutheran this year. Who are some of the leaders, some of the vocal leaders?
You know, you got guys like Connor Sullivan and Cody Nolf who lead by example and who are both vocal. And you have guys as young as like Travis Blue and Brent Wheatley that are both, as Brent's a senior, but Travis is a junior, and yet he still does things right, get guys going.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I think it's important to point out that they have leadership in all different types, just around on different spots of the field. They have young guys that work hard. They have old guys that chip in a different way too. So whether it be Chris Smith, who's like a bench leader, or so on and so on, they just have input being coming from all angles, you could say. They have a great leadership team.
And when you say old guys, what exactly do you mean by old guys?
I'm referring to the seniors or guys that have been on the team for a while.
Okay, good, because I was about to say I'm about to be 26 here, Josh.
And before we let you get back to your team, which is about to go up to plate now, the Alumni, we're going to let you talk a little bit about the team that you coach, the freshman team. Tell us, what can we look forward from them this year? Are there any new hot prospects, and how's the freshman team looking?
You know, that's a difficult topic right now because I haven't been too impressed with them lately because they're kind of screwing around. But there's some young talent in Jacob Castro, Andre Riveroy, Josh Bissonette. You know, they all have great talent. Jake Hansen is another one. Those are 4 names to watch out for, guys to be reckoned with. But all their work ethic is working very, very hard. And they push themselves, and they do things right exactly the way Orange Lutheran baseball players should control the game.
All right, Josh, thanks a lot for coming on. And
no problem, guys.
Congratulations on that big-time hit of yours. And
thank you.
You know that's going to be on the highlights. You know,
Yeah, it better be. It better be.
No, we're talking about the
slide.
Third.
That better be too. All right.
That will be. All right, thanks, Josh.
No
we'll appreciate it. We'll see you. We'll see you again. Thanks. That was Josh Doyle here with the Alumni team as we take it to the bottom of the 5th inning. Chris Smith, one of the guys Josh Doyle referred to when he was talking about senior leaders here, a big presence, does more than play on the field. This guy can lead. He was the bullpen catcher last year for the Lancers, and he's taking the mound right now. And he's going to pitch out a stretch to start the bottom of the 5th. Corey Olson to lead things off here for the Alumni team. Just 2 hits, 2 base runners for the Alumni team through 4 innings. First pitch to Corey Olson, and there for a call strike. And you know Corey Olson is telling, or he might have told these guys, hey, if you guys pitch to me, you better throw me something right down the middle. It's Corey Olson, the assistant coach, will make him run some laps here. Olson has not been on the bases today. Rips this one right back to Cody Nolf. Nolf will fire to first base, and the first baseman will have to go up high, Justin Tidwell, but he'll glove that one out here in the bottom of the 5th.
Justin Tidwell with the stretch out at first. Great play by the lanky first baseman, exactly what you're looking for at first. A guy who has lots of length and can cover lots of distance.
Justin Tidwell saw some time here with the varsity team last year. Came up to pitch a couple of times.
Coming up to the plate in the yellow shirt, we've got Brandon coming up here.
Brendan Turner, former teammate of Josh Doyle. First pitch to Turner, misses high and outside.
And the varsity team showing a lot of depth at pitching tonight. Is this the 4th pitcher they've had in, or 3rd?
4th.
The 4th pitcher of the evening.
Excuse me, the fourth. The 1-0, that's laced over the head of the shortstop, Cody Nolf. That's going all the way to the wall. Verlan turning first hard, and Brendan Turner will have himself a stand-up double. An opportunity here for the Alumni team to cash in.
And I was just passed a note by our intern Hector, and that is correct. It is the fourth pitcher of the night for the Lancers.
Paul Koss checks in for the Alumni team.
And this is a big boy here at the plate, number 42.
You better believe Chris Smith does not want to allow the first run.
You definitely don't want to leave one out over the plate against this guy.
There comes the first pitch to Koss, a big hack there, swinging for the fences.
Big swing. He definitely had his eye on the fence, did not keep it on the ball, swings and misses for a strike.
Starting to get really chilly out here at Hart Park, and this is what happens here at Hart Park, and me knowing that, still forgot to bring my coat. Here comes the 0-1. A chopper over to third base, gloved. They'll hold the runner at third and then fire over to first base. A nice play there by the third baseman, Travis Blue.
Great play. He looks the runner down at second, keeps him on base, and then still able to fire to first for the out.
And there you go, talking about versatility. Travis Blue started off the game at second. Now we'll move over to third base. Josh Morgan will take a seat. Griffin Hopper will go over to second for the varsity team, and that is a luxury that Coach Borba has.
And the Lancer team is just playing so smart on both offense and defense tonight. On offense, they're doing everything they can to stretch out every play possible, take advantage of extra bases, and try to score. Yet on defense, they're doing whatever it takes to hold the runner, not let them advance, and keep them honest. Doing a great job on both sides of the field from the varsity team here tonight.
Chris Smith 1 out away from getting out of trouble here for the varsity team.
I see sideline Rob poking his head out of the Lancer dugout. I think we're going to be headed back down to him soon.
Here comes the first pitch. That's called a strike against Woolridge. Nice pitch there by Chris Smith, who's pitched very effectively here in the bottom of the fifth.
And a great night here for Lancer baseball, both for past members of the team on the Alumni and for the current varsity players. A lot of people here in the stands having a great night together, enjoying some great Lancer baseball.
And that's the one thing. That's the good thing. The one thing here, one of the things actually for this Lancer Nation, as you want to call it, they travel in packs, and it's usually crowded here at Hart Park. Just about every game, doesn't matter who it is against. And of course, the Lancers will be in North Carolina later this year in a tournament March 29th. And for those of you that cannot make it out to North Carolina, because I know there will be some of you that are going to be out there with the team, we're going to have the games live for you here on RealTalkSN.com just in case you cannot leave work for the couple of days that they'll be out there in North Carolina. We'll have the games live for you here on the network.
For those of you just joining us here tonight, we are Real Talk Sports Network, RealTalkSN.com. Aaron True joined by Ramiro de la Cruz here in the booth, Hart Park, Orange Lutheran Lancers baseball.
Bottom of the fifth. Here comes the 1-2. That misses downstairs. Now, Deuce is wild here for Woolridge. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth inning as the 2012 varsity team holding on, enjoying a 3-0 advantage. 3-2. They try to get Woolridge to go fishing after something out of the zone, and Woolridge will hold off. Full count now. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the fifth, runner on second. It's Brendan Turner. You can bet he's going to be activated here. Here comes the 3-2. The runner goes. That's down in the dirt. Catcher will throw down to third base. And Travis Blue will not be able to lay down the tag. And not the best throw there from the catcher, Zach Walker.
And Romero, as you called, as you said it, he was running on the pitch. If the catcher doesn't fumble that ball, he's got the play at third.
Well, that's Chris Smith right there trying to get the hitter Woolridge to go after one out of the strike zone. And unfortunately, got away from the catcher Walker.
That is number 18, Garrett King.
And we've just been passed a note by someone in the crowd
Number 15,
with an update from one of our interns, and they're telling us now up to plate, Zach Walker.
Zach Walker checks in, but want to give a quick shout out here from the Blue family, as Doug Blue has passed his message on to his family listening in or watching in from their home in Florida. Travis and the entire Blue family say, hello, Grandma, Aunt Tracy, and Uncle Kerry. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight, as I'm sure you guys did a lot of last year in 2011, because I remember I got here today, got here around 3:30. One of the first people I saw was Mr. Blue, the Lancers Booster Club president. He said, hey, you guys doing the game live tonight? Yes, sir, we are. I talked to him last night as well, but I don't know if I mentioned that we're going to do the game live tonight, as the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 that misses outside. And he said, let me get your card real quick. I'm going to call my family up in Florida, make sure they tune in and watch the game. So a big hello from them and a big hello from us as well.
And remember, you can catch us live probably every game this year for the Lancers. You can catch the live broadcast on RealTalkSN.com.
The 1-2 misses in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs now. Runner on third, Brandon Turner.
And Grandma Blue, if you're listening, we really appreciate you sending out a tweet telling everyone about the broadcast.
Of course, everybody who's listening, I want to thank everybody who's listening. If you haven't already done so, at RealTalkSN.com is how you can find us on Twitter, on Facebook, Real Talk Sports Network. And of course, we will keep you up to date with everything Orange Lutheran Lancers. Full count now, runners on second and third. Tying run at the plate for the Alumni team. Here comes the 3-2, that misses in the dirt. Ooh. It's not going to matter. The bases will be loaded here. The tying run at first base. And look who's coming up to try and tie it here for Orange Lutheran. Or excuse me, for the Alumni team. Former teammate of some of the seniors here on the team. From 2010, Zach Verlan has some power.
Is winning the 2010 Trinity League champion.
So Chris Smith has allowed 3 walks in this inning to load him up for the Alumni team. Chris Smith trying to get out of danger here. He's in all kinds of trouble. Misses on the first pitch to Zach Verlan. A ball and no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th as the varsity team holding on to a 3-0 advantage. Here comes the 1-0 Verlan. That's called a strike.
And this is the best opportunity that the Alumni has had all night. Bases are loaded, 1-1 count, 2 men out. And the varsity team in trouble for the first time here tonight.
Here comes the 1-1 to Verlan. That misses outside.
Our very own Sideline Rob will be joining us at the top of the next inning with an update.
So we'll kick it off to Sideline Rob to start the top of the 6th. 2 balls, a strike, a great opportunity here for the Alumni team to get back into this game. The 3-2, that's hit hard out to left field. It is drifting, and it'll go foul.
The wind caught that one. It looked good coming off his bat, but then just tailed off left for a foul ball.
In that left corner, left field corner, the shortest part in this park at 326. It looked like it had a chance, but the wind did catch it.
And this is the most important part of the game thus far. Right now, the Alumni is looking to get on the board. The bases are loaded. With the swing, one swing of the bat, everything can change.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th, bases loaded.
Catcher setting up on the outside.
Zach Verlan, that misses for Verlan. And another full count here, the third full count of this inning for Chris Smith.
And not to be cliche, but we have the bases loaded, 2 men out, 3-2 count. Are the runners going on this pitch? Will the runners be moving? Yes, they will.
Probably don't need to send them, but we'll see if they do. They do go, and Chris Smith misses high and outside the fourth walk of the inning. And here comes Brandon Turner to score the first run of the night for the Alumni team.
And it has been a long, lonely inning for the pitcher out on the center of the mound right now. Just walks in the first run of the game for the Alumni.
And now a base hit can tie this game up. You hit one in the gap and potentially tie it up with the speed that you have in Zach Verland over at first base.
Bobby Rollridge from 2004 Alumni steps up to the plate.
That ball is hit high, pops it up on the first pitch. Cruising over is Justin Tidwell. He brings it in, records the third out of the inning, and Chris Smith, he has himself a little sigh of relief there. That is the end of the fifth inning. A run comes in to score for the Alumni team. No runs, or excuse me, a run on no hits.
And now we're going to go down in front of the plate to our very own Sideline Rob with an update on tonight's game.
All right. Hey, guys. Just sitting in the dugout, you can feel the excitement. All these guys are just ready for the season to get going. They're having a great time out there. They're playing a great game. They're getting some bragging rights right now from players from the past. And overall, it's just a great excitement tonight out there in both dugouts, really. All these guys know each other. They pretty much love each other. They love to brag on each other. And it's just a really tight community here at Orange Lutheran. And this game is always fun year in and year out. And this year is no exception. Back to you guys in the booth.
All right, thanks, Rob. That's going to bring us to the end of the sixth with the varsity team leading 3-1 over the Alumni team. We're not going anywhere. We'll be right back with the start of the sixth inning here from Hart Park. Hello and welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Top of the sixth inning, alongside Aaron True, Ramiro De La Cruz, bringing you tonight's action from Hart Park.
And
Alumni game.
And the Lancers varsity team really able to escape some trouble there in the last part of the inning. They had the bases loaded, but were able to manage only to walk in one run and escape without any further damage.
Checking in for the first time tonight here in the top of the sixth, Drew and Derry. Had a start last year here at Hart Park for Orange Lutheran, sporting that number 13 jersey that was worn by Robbie Mansfield just last year. That's a chopper right back to the pitcher, gloved. The throw over to first is in time. So one out, one up and one down here to start the top of the sixth.
And do we know who's on the mound now for the Alumni?
Actually, I'm not quite certain who's on the mound, but
we've got to get one of our interns over there to check it out, and we'll get back to you with that as soon as we can.
Number 14, Dalton Fries.
Dalton Fries checks in for the first time, hits this one sharply, but right at the second baseman, who throws over to first base for the second out of the inning. Woolridge doing a good job there of gloving it, firing over to first base. 2 up and 2 down here for the Alumni team. They're going to have 6 outs to try to get back into this game. They had a great opportunity in the bottom of the 5th. They cashed in with 1 run as Zach Walker checks in now for the varsity team.
And that's about as good of a chance as you're going to get during the game. So hopefully they can try to put on a repeat performance the next half of the inning. Up to the plate, number 15, Zach Walker, the junior, playing his pitcher and catcher for the varsity team.
Here comes a 1-0 to Walker. That misses high and outside, way outside. And Walker will watch it go in. 2 balls and no strikes for Walker. Pitching for the Alumni team is Joel Cott as a chopper down the third base side of Brendan Turner. The strike over to first base in time. And 3 up and 3 down for Joel Cott, who has pitched the last 2 innings for the Alumni team.
Shuts him down. 3 up, 3 down.
No runs, no hits, no errors there in the top of the 6th. And we go to the bottom of the 6th.
Call for the Lancer Snack Bar. Last call for the Lancer Snack Bar.
New pitcher for Orange Lutheran is Chris Smith. Will be done after just winning, as every other pitcher has been here for the varsity team. Not going to give him too much time on the mound tonight. They're going to try everybody out. Kyle Lascano, the right-hander, will check in for Orange Lutheran here in the bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, this is a great chance for the Lancers to get virtually every pitcher they have on the team some experience here tonight in the game. A great way to get some innings under your belt before the season starts.
That ball came right back to the backstop, and if you were here, if the camera was on my partner Aaron True,
luckily it wasn't.
He flinched out of the way. And hey, you're an MMA guy. You can't be scared of a baseball.
It's a different when you're getting punched in the face versus a 90-mile-per-hour fastball coming right at you. So luckily the camera wasn't on me, because I literally just almost dove underneath the announcer's table.
As Lascano warms up here, he'll take over here the bottom of 6th. And remember, if you miss any of the action here tonight, make sure you check out the website, realtalksn.com. We'll have some highlights from tonight's game, including post-game interviews with players from both sides, the varsity team, and, of course, some of the guys from the Alumni team.
And remember, we'll be here all season, your official voices of Orange Lutheran Baseball, Aaron True and Ramiro de la Cruz, realtalksn.com.
Excited to be here in 2012, our 2nd year back doing Lancers baseball.
And baseball is just such a great game, great atmosphere, the great field here at Hart Park. I love being outside on a nice night, seeing the bright green grass, the white chalk lines, being out here on the baseball diamond.
I remember you and I were trying to gather some information before the game, and I was like, hey, Aaron, make sure you do not step on the white chalk.
And believe me, I am superstitious, and I definitely avoided stepping on the white line. Although Sideline Rob did step on both white lines on both sides of the field.
As the first pitch from Lascano, a fastball right down the middle.
If there starts a lightning storm starts, I am not standing next to him tonight. The Alumni digging in, trying to put on a repeat performance of last inning where they had 3 men on base.
That ball's laced to center. Connor Sullivan drifting back. Sullivan brings it in, this first out of the inning, 1 up and 1 down.
Hits a line drive, a rope, but it is caught for the first out of the inning.
Lascano pitching a contact.
Now batting for the Alumni from the class of 2007, Daniel Rankin.
Daniel Rankin, who had the best opportunity to score for the Alumni team, checks in. Remember, he put the brakes on after that Josh Doyle double back in the 4th.
And he has an interesting batting style here. And it looks like he takes every pitch.
The 0-1, that's bunted right back to the pitcher. Coming off the mound to glove it there and firing over to first base. A good job by Lascano. And there's a second out of the inning.
And stepping up to the plate, the big man with the big bat, Josh Doyle, looking for a repeat performance of his last at-bat where he roped it into the gap, a one-hopper to the fence.
And you know what? I'm I root for this kid here. Josh Doyle, just a nice guy. Graduated in 2010, has power, 2 outs. I want to see a big fly here for Josh Doyle.
Same here. Joined us in the booth mid-game. Great guy, great personality, looking to do big things with the freshman team here as a coach this year, the Lancers.
I hope Kyle Lascano does not hear that I said that, because if he does, he's probably not going to like me very much for the rest of the season, knowing that I said I want Josh Doyle to go big fly on him. 1-1, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th to the power hitting Josh Doyle.
And we have one of the booster members willing to pledge $500 if Doyle can go yard on this at-bat.
Aaron True with some jokes. Here comes the 1-1 from Lascano. Ooh, Josh Doyle, good eye there, watches that one go by.
Yeah, Doyle's got a big bat. I'd like to see him make contact again, see if he can catch up with one of these fastballs and just rip it into the gap.
3-1, that missed that. It's in there for a call strike. So the previous pitch, and Josh Doyle, yeah, he looked right at the umpire.
Josh Doyle gives the umpire a stern look and lets him know, hey, that's a ball.
Full count to Doyle. Here comes a 3-2 and off speed. Doyle makes contact. He'll be swinging at anything near the strike zone here with the count at 3-2.
The aggressive Doyle will definitely be protecting the plate, looking to make contact. 3-2 count, 2 outs.
Bottom of the 6th, the varsity team leading 3-1. Here comes a payoff pitch. Swing and a miss by Josh Doyle. Down go the alumni team at the end of 6 innings. From Hart Park, it is a varsity team leading 3-1 over the alumni team. Do not go anywhere. You are listening to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Hello and welcome back to Lancers Baseball here on RealTalkSN.com. Top of the 7th inning. The leading off for the varsity team, Justin Tidwell, the left-handed hitter, and back on the mound for the alumni team, Justin Smart. Saw Justin earlier in the game. Checks back in. Here comes the first pitch to Tidwell. A curveball that hits the inside corner.
And on the mound, Smart, a 4-year athlete at Humboldt State, played football, makes his return to the baseball diamond, though, here tonight.
Here comes the 0-1, another curveball. This time it's on the down and outside. No balls, 2 strikes to Tidwell. A good start to the inning here for Smart.
I'm not a betting man, but I think he's going to the curveball.
Here comes the 0-2, a fastball down and outside. Got Tidwell swinging.
And that's why I'm not a betting man, Romero.
So
Quickly, 2 out already here in the top of the 7th inning. The varsity team, the Lancers.
Now batting for the Lancers,
Smart retires.
Oh, first
Justin
out.
Tittle.
Sorry,
Connor Sullivan.
an error on the scoreboard there. They're the first out of the inning.
And Connor Sullivan checks in. He's been on base 3 times tonight. He's been up to bat 3 times. Has been on base all 3. Scored a run back in the first. Drew a walk in the second. Got a single in the third.
And the coaching staff has got to be thrilled with his performance here tonight as a leadoff hitter, making it on base successfully every time he's been up at the plate.
Connor Sullivan also the varsity starting quarterback this year for the Orange Lutheran Lancers.
Looking down the first base line to the coach for instructions here as he steps up to the plate. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
Here comes a 2-0. There's a chopper over to the first base side. Verlan will glove it and take it over to the bag himself. 2 up and 2 down for Ryan Smart. Ryan Smart having himself a decent outing here for Orange Lutheran on his time on the mound for this alumni team.
Now batting for the Lancers, number
Travis
17,
Blue
Travis Blue.
checks in the bat now. Travis Blue scored a run for the varsity team back in the third. The first pitch, a big hack there. Can't catch up to the Ryan Smart fastball. See if Travis Blue can get another base knock here for his family listening back home in Florida.
His grandma and aunt both listening. Also, his uncle. Want to send a shout out to his family listening to the live broadcast. Thanks for your support.
No balls, a strike, 2 outs. Top of the 7th. Travis Blue hits this one way out of play. Going after the high fastball there.
Sends it into the parking lot, listening for a window shatter noise, but we did not hear one, luckily.
And we'll hear at least 1 or 2 this season as we have the last 2 here at Hart Park. Blue gets a hold of that one. It's hit into shallow right center. Drifting over to bring that one in for the alumni team. And in the inning was Corey Olson. And after 6.5 here from Hart Park, the varsity team holding on to a 3-1 lead. Who is going to come in to try to close this out for the varsity team? None other than Chris Wickman, the senior. A pitcher and a catcher, 6'2", 180 pounds. Saw some time up at the varsity level last year on the mound. Also a lot of time at the catcher position for Coach Borba's team, who finished the Trinity League at 6-9, but finished with an overall 15-14-1 record, good enough to make the CIF playoffs. Went into the third round before they were ousted by a very good Edison team, the Edison Chargers. Orange Lutheran had a couple opportunities in the late stages of that game against none other than Henry Owens, who was a first-round draft pick for the Boston Red Sox early this year, or excuse me, late last year. But Orange Lutheran, they had opportunities in that game to make a comeback. They made it further than anybody expected them to, though. This year, seniors like Cody Nolf, Art Vidro, Brent Wheatley, they're trying to go right back there and even further, and they feel as though they can do just that with some of the talent that they have here on this team. Guys like Tommy Bell, blessed with a lot of talent. And last year, one of the characteristics they wanted to instill in Tommy Bell was to get him to be a little bit more disciplined. And talking to some of the guys a couple of weeks ago at the senior photo day at Angel Stadium, they said Tommy Bell is a guy who during the offseason is just that. He's more disciplined. He has more power. He's put on some weight during the course of the offseason, so very committed. Not here tonight.
And going from a freshman to a senior in high school, the level of maturity, it changes drastically. You really start to become a man towards those later years, and he's starting to mature here as both a player and a man on and off the field.
And I talked to to Tommy Bell a lot last year, and is a kid that one of the jokesters on the team and likes to get guys to laugh. There's a chopper right back to the mound. Wickman will glove it and fire it over to first, so 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Wickman retires the first batter he faces.
And as we wind down the broadcast here tonight, the bottom half of the 7th inning, the varsity and alumni game here, the Orange Lutheran Lancers. Romero, you follow this team closely. Tell us, what do you think about the varsity team here tonight?
Well, I think they're coming out here and, everything as advertised. Had an opportunity to talk to the Booster Club president who follows his team very well, Doug Blue. Talked to him a couple of nights ago. Talked to him back in December. I talked to him in November. Said, hey, how's the team doing? He said, hey, the guys, everybody who was injured last year, they're fully healthy this year. Guys like Cody Nolf, they're back. Travis Blue, he's been hitting great. Art Vidro looks great on the mound. Brent Wheatley is once again back at it. And they're, to me, here watching them tonight, they're every bit as advertised. They look good here tonight. Defense has been there. The pitching has been there. And they've had timely hitting just when they needed it.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with the way they've played tonight, both on offense and defense. Played together as a team. They're playing really well small ball, a lot of sacrifice bunts, sacrifice flies, doing what they need to do to advance the runners, and not playing selfish, playing really well as a team.
Here comes a 3-1. That misses high and outside, so a walk. A 1-out walk here. And
the alumni with the man on base, 1 out, man on first.
Tying run at the plate. It is Ryan Hall, who is currently hitless to this point, but a base hit here and all could be forgotten. Here comes the first pitch from Wickman. That's a curveball. Just misses inside. The ball, no strikes, an out, and a runner on first base for the alumni team. A ground ball here could end this game. That's popped up in the infield. Travis Blue will call everyone off. Blue will glove it, and he'll go over to first base. A double play.
Tags up the runner.
A 5-3 game-ending double play. Some discussion here. We'll see what the whole discussion is about. I think they're going to let the runner go back to first, or not sure what's going on here. That if it stands. Oh, they're asking for a couple more outs, trying to get some extra runs, but that was a double play there on the pop-up to Travis Blue. The runner, for some reason, did not go back to first base, never tagged up. He was thrown out for the 5-3 double play.
Heads up play by Travis Blue, tagging up the runner at first.
So, in basketball, they say shot clock is off. Here in this game, we'll say the scoreboard is off as Corey Olson got pegged. But he says, hey, let's put this game in my hands here. Let's see if I can tie this game up against the team that I helped coach. Runner goes. No throw into third base, so runner Ryan Hall will go over to second. Over to third base. Ryan Hall is the one who popped out to third base. They gave him a free pass at second. And now,
if I look confused, it's Olsen, because I am.
So am I. Not sure what's going on here, but they gave Corey Olson first base, and Olson said, no, I'm coming back. Keeping the aluminum in my hands here.
We've got a runner on third, 2 balls, no strikes.
Here comes a 2-0 from Wickman, a fastball downstairs. A good job by the catcher, Zach Walker, to keep that pitch in front of him. So Ryan Hall was thinking about going.
Yeah, saves a run with a nice stop behind the plate.
Here comes the 3-0. Olsen gets a hold of that one, hits it down the right field line. It stays fair. 1 run will come in the score. Olsen will stop at second. He'll apply the brakes there, and it is a 3-2 ball game here. But the Alumni team getting a couple of extra outs.
Stand-up double. Rips it down the first base line. Just fair. Run scores. We are now 3-2 ball game.
Just some nice piece of hitting there from the assistant coach, Corey Olsen. Had a fastball on the outer part of the plate. Takes it to the right side. Ball was slicing. Could have gone foul. Stayed fair. And now Brendan Turner will have a chance to tie it up here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runs on 4 hits and an error for the Alumni team. For the varsity team, 3 runs on 3 hits. And nobody hitting the extra out more than the pitcher, Wickman. There's a chopper to short. Nolf gloves it, fires the first, and now it is over, and it is final here from Hart Park. Cody Nolf kept that one in the web of the glove for quite some time. And the Orange Lutheran Lancers varsity team picks up a W here from Hart Park, 3-2 over the Alumni team. Aaron, some good baseball displayed here by both the varsity team and the Alumni team. What'd you like here from the varsity squad?
As both teams meet at home plate now, the sportsmanship-like display from both sides, I really enjoyed seeing the varsity team here. Obviously, the varsity team looked a lot more sharp, more active. They're playing actively. I was really impressed by the way they played small ball, by the way they stood up to the older Alumni team. They just showed no fear, shut them down on both sides of the field. This is going to be a real promising season here for the Orange Lutheran Lancers.
Yeah, they did a tremendous job here, and they're only going to build from here on out. A good job of pitching, good job of hitting from the varsity team tonight. Some things they can build on here, though. From what can they take away? What do they build on from this game?
Well, obviously, just they need to make more contact. We only saw 7 hits total here tonight. They managed to score 3 runs, only 3 hits. So if it hadn't been for the wild pitching of the Alumni and a lot of bases on balls, I don't really think they would have put up the numbers that they did. So they've got to look to increase the amount of contact they made, get more guys on base, more hits. But other than that, I thought they looked real good and they were pretty sharp. Just a couple errors here and there. You know, they forgot one time to send the runners on a few times. They got to tag up here and there. But other than that, they look pretty sharp overall.
So a good job here. And the Orange Lutheran Lancers varsity team 2012 picks up the W over the Alumni team. The Alumni team had some chances, most notably in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that'll do it for us here from Hart Park, but we'll wait till after the prayer to close out the broadcast.
Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this great opportunity of bringing the Olu baseball family back together. We want to thank you for the fine young men that Orange Lutheran has developed with these alumni. Continue to bless them and enrich them with your Holy Spirit as they continue on in their lives, whatever adventure that they have for them. Please watch over the current Olu baseball program as we step onto the field representing you this entire 2012 baseball season. Continue to enrich them, keep them healthy, and bless them. We want to thank you all once again for coming this evening. Thank you for blessing these fine young men, and thank you for the wonderful parents that you provided us. We ask this all in your holy name. Amen.
There you have it, the final prayer here tonight, as the 2012 varsity team is victorious 3-2 over the Alumni team. And that's going to close out our broadcast here tonight. We want to thank everybody for joining us once again. Before we do close out, I want to of course, thank everybody for tuning into the game tonight. But asking, do not forget to check out the website, realtalksn.com. We're going to have post-game interviews, everything Lancers baseball here in 2012. If you want to add us on Twitter, at RealTalkSN is how you can find us, and on Facebook, Real Talk Sports Network. For Robert Hayek, for Aaron Piersky, Ross Romero, and Aaron True, I am Romero De La Cruz. Have a good night.